Hi guys. I swear I was not going to make a video tonight, but earlier today I was watching Old Guy Carnivore, Mitch. If you're not watching him, you need to subscribe to him. He's got a great channel. He's got so much information. He's been doing carnivore for years. The guy knows what he's talking about. And today he did a video that really resonated with me, so much so I thought I got to share that. And I wanted to expand on it a little bit. So I hope you don't, it's okay with you, Mitch, but I just thought that this was an important video, the one that he made today. They're all important. Like I said, he's got a lot of good stuff to talk about. But anyway, today he was talking about addictions and how 80% of the free world, and I think he's probably right on with that, of the people in the free world are addicted to carbohydrates. And it's just as bad as being addicted to drugs or alcohol. It really is, because it makes you sick, just like, drugs and alcohol. Some people are functioning drug addicts, meaning, they can do their drugs, and even though it's making them sick and it's, bad for them, they can still get up and do all the things. They go to work or whatever, but they're not really living, they're not thriving. Well, it's the same way with carbs. People are eating all these bad processed foods and all this sugar, and they feel like crap. They might feel a little bit better when they get a hit of their drug, their carb, for a little bit. You get a little bit of a sugar high, but then you crash and you need more. Just like a drug addict, you need more and more and more. And you feel guilty, you feel terrible, and you tell yourself you're going to eat better tomorrow, or you're going to start a diet Monday. We all do that because we don't want to be addicted to carbs. We don't want to be addicted to that stuff. We know it's bad for us, just like drugs are bad. And it's killing us. And we're getting fatter and sicker. But that's what big pharma and the food industry, they want, man. They're working together. And the fatter and sicker we get, the more money they make, right? So they want to keep us that way. And it's easy to do, because when you're addicted to that drug, you need that drug. And some of us have most of us have no control over that. We really don't. It has control over us. We'd like to believe that we do. And maybe there's a small, percentage of people that are so disciplined they don't have any issues with it. But like Mitch said, 80% of the free world is probably addicted to carbs and sugars. So it's a tough one. It's not easy. And you come home from work and you're stressed, and instead of doing drugs or drinking alcohol, you think, oh, I'm just going to have a pasta dinner and some garlic bread, and that makes you feel better. Or a bowl of ice cream. It releases endorphins, just like drugs do. And it feels good for a little bit. You get that instant gratification while you're eating it, and it releases a few endorphins. But like I said, then you get the crash, and then the guilt comes, and then you feel terrible, and you tell yourself you're not going to do this, you're going to eat better. But even when you try to eat better, how much better are you really eating? Because all foods are bad anymore. I feel like, 90% of the foods in the grocery store are bad for us, even the fruits and vegetables, because, the way they're grown today, they don't have the nutrients that they used to, and they're just more sugar, and they're just glorified candy, if you ask me. But anyway, it's a hard one to kick, because you need to eat. With drugs, you can kick drugs completely with help. You can go to rehab or whatever, but it's a little bit harder with food, because you feel like you can't kick food altogether, right? Well, you don't have to. You just need to kick the bad food, the carbs and the sugars. You can still eat. And a lot of people don't think of it that way. You can still eat meat and eggs and some cheese. And I have whole cream in my coffee, although not all carnivores believe it's okay to drink coffee. There's, some controversy over that. Some of us do, some of us don't, but it's not really that big of a deal. But anyway, you can still eat food. You can just eat better food. And that food, that better food that you're eating, is what's going to help you kick the cravings for the bad food. So you need that. And as long as you eat meat and, the protein and the fat, that's going to be your weapon of defense against the carbs and the sugar. So you need to do that. But like I said, a lot of us feel so guilty. You just feel undisciplined, you feel lazy, and that's how most people think of us. And I mean, look around. You can see everybody has this food addiction. The vast majority of people do. The vast majority of people are overweight anymore. We all have that brain fog. How many people are on antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications are just feeling like crap? Everybody's walking zombies. We're just trying to get through our day, and hopefully we can either go home and drink a beer or have a glass of wine or a bowl of ice cream, or everybody has something. We need something to get through the day. And a lot of people think because they're not addicted to drugs or alcohol, they're okay. But the food is just as bad. It's killing you, just like drugs and alcohol are. And even, you know, maybe even worse, but it's causing all kinds of illnesses and ailments. And you have that all over inflammation and diabetes, and it's just food just does so many, bad food does so many terrible things to you. It affects your skin, it affects your vision, it affects your digestion, your pain. You have all over inflammation, you have headaches, fatigue, oh, soul crushing fatigue. And I see that in so many people. And so they're constantly looking for a lift of energy. So they eat more of the bad foods and the sugar. And then it's just a vicious cycle. This addiction is just a vicious cycle. And it is a tough one to break, but it can be done. And you just have to be ready, just like an addict. Nobody can force them. But when you're ready, there is help, and that's the carnivore diet. It has been miraculous for me. And they said to give it, I think 60 to 90 days is what people suggest, because by then you'll know and you won't want to go back. But honestly, for me, it was like 30 days, and I knew, okay, this is it. I don't want to turn back. I felt so much better. I healed from so many different things, from the all over inflammation, the pain, the headaches, sleepless nights. I was sleeping better, lack of energy. I finally had energy. The brain fog lifted. I didn't have any digestive problems, no diarrhea, no constipation. I didn't snore anymore. I can go on and on. There's just so many things that you're going to heal from, and you're going to be blown away. And that's even before you start losing weight. You're just going to start feeling better. And that's going to be such a good feeling, because like an addict probably feels like crap all the time. Well, addicts feel like crap all the time. So it's going to be wonderful when you start feeling better, even before you start losing the weight. You're going to notice that you feel better, and you're going to be like, oh my God, oh, it just feels so good to feel good again. And that's the best part for me. But then, then there's the weight loss, and that comes, it's different for everybody. For me, it was a little bit of a challenge, and it just depends on where you're coming from, where you're starting from, what ailments you have, if you're on any kind of medication, how long you've been abusing food or carbohydrates. But for some people, it happens right away. They start losing weight. I did lose weight at the very beginning. I'm sure a lot of it was water weight. And like I've said in many of my videos, I became so satiated by eating high protein and fat that I wasn't hungry, and I started eating less and less. My body went into starvation mode, and then the weight loss stalled. But that was my own fault. Once I realized what it was and I started eating more fat, more protein, I started losing weight again. So I don't know how it'll work for you, but if you're having issues with that, it may take a while. Some people say it takes months until you get fat adapted, but it just depends on you. But for most people, I think generally, even if you don't see a loss on the scales, most everybody said they saw loss in inches. So I'll use a tape measure. That blew me away. The loss of inches, even more than the loss of pounds, has just been mind blowing. So it's been wonderful for that. But more than that, it's just been wonderful for the healing of feeling good, to have control of your life again. I'm not Food doesn't control me anymore. I don't need food for entertainment. I don't need food for to get a high off of. Yes, it's fuel for my body and I still enjoy it. It's not like I don't enjoy what I am eating. I do, but I don't look for food for comfort or entertainment anymore. And that's when you know you're an addict, when you need your food for comfort, for to feel better. When you're not feeling good, you're feeling edgy and crappy and just anxiety ridden. And when you eat, you feel better. That's why it's an addiction. So you're going to, like I said, you're going to kick all that. You're not even going to have a desire for it. And meat is what's going to do that. Eating meat will kill the desire for carbohydrates. No other diet will do that. I've done all of them and they won't do that. You're still going to crave carbs and sugar. The only way you can get rid of that is by eating meat and eating lots of it. So I really wish I could get other people to understand how amazing it is, more than the weight loss, like I said. And for me, I've been fortunate. The weight loss has been good. I didn't think it was at first. I thought it was really slow. It turned out I was losing about 2.5 pounds a week. But for some reason in my mind, I thought, it was so slow because it wasn't steady. I'd go for weeks without losing anything. But now I realize it's been a healthy, sustainable weight loss. But even if I wasn't losing weight, just to feel this good, to have this energy again at 63 is wonderful. To not have aches and pains, to not have constant headaches, to be able to sleep like a normal human being and to wake up feeling refreshed instead of waking up and feeling like crap and just waiting so you can go back to bed, or having to drink, several cups of coffee to get going. I do still drink a cup of coffee in the morning, but I don't even drink the whole cup. And it's more of a ritual than anything. I could probably switch it to something else, and I probably will at some point. But right now I do. That is my one, I would say, vice, but only because I've seen from many other carnivores that do it, and it hasn't affected them as far as their healing or their weight loss. I think if it was to impede that, then yeah, I would probably stop. But right now, what I'm eating, it's working for me. I had to make tweaks along the way because, I would have stalls and I think, okay, what can I do differently? But now I'm at the point where I think I've got it dialed in. I know what I can eat and what I can eat, and everything's working great. I don't have any problems in the bathroom. I don't have any constipation problems. I don't have any digestion problems or sleep issues, and I just feel good. I feel really good, and the weight is coming off, not super fast, but that's probably better because I'm not losing muscle, and it doesn't feel like I'm dieting. I don't feel like I'm dieting. I eat when I'm hungry, and I enjoy what I do eat because I'm eating steak and bacon, and my husband's a great cook, so he cooks tri-tips and roasts and just wonderful, wonderful meat. So you can throw meat in the crock pot if you're working and you're worried about that. Come home and just eat that tri-tip, eat that roast. You can throw a chicken in, although, red meat's probably better, but just eat meat, so it's okay. And you can have, I guess, crab and lobster with lots of butter. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't done that yet, but I've been craving that lately. So I've told my husband I want to go out for that. And I've talked about probably having some low carb stuff at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that. They don't think you should go off at all, but I have a different philosophy on life in general. I'm doing this for my health, but I'm doing it so that I have a better quality of life. I still want to live my life. I want to enjoy my life. And the holidays are a big part of that enjoyment. And that was how I enjoyed them. It was Thanksgiving is about the meal and getting together with your family, and it's a bonding experience. It doesn't have to be over bad food. It can still, you can find some healthy alternatives, and that's what I'm trying to do. But I want to be able to do that, and I think I'm strong enough now that I won't collapse. I don't feel like a heroin addict and I'm going to be, around heroin on Thanksgiving. I'm not talking about making ice cream and having potato chips and Pepsi and that kind of stuff. I'm talking about maybe adding some Brussels sprouts with bacon and maybe some sauteed green beans, things like that. And we'll see. And if I do that on Thanksgiving and I feel like absolute crap the next day, lesson learned. I won't do that for Christmas. But I I need to find out where I'm at. I've been doing this. I'm into my 13th week. I feel strong. I don't have any desire. I haven't even cheated. This is the first time I've done a diet that I have not cheated at all. Well, okay, one time, and you guys all know about that. I took a swipe of frosting off my grandson's birthday cake. That was it. And I'm fine with that because it used to be just, oh, the cravings never did stop on other diets. They were always there, just, in the back of my head. I was just thinking, what if I could just have this one thing and then tomorrow I'll go back on or I'll just exercise a little bit more. I don't feel that way. So that's exciting, just knowing that. And I think I'm at the point where I keep saying, eventually I want to get to the point where I can incorporate more fruits and vegetables in my diet once I get to my goal weight. I don't know if that'll happen. I might get there and just decide I don't want that. Right now, I think I do. I think that would be the goal, get to that point and where I have a healthy relationship with food and I'll be able to enjoy those things periodically. But I may not. I don't know yet. I'm not there, but it's just nice to think about. But right now, I do use stevia, and I listened to a really good talk today. I think I'll link that in my profile, or not my profile, in the description of this, so other people can hear it. And it was these doctors discussing why it's okay to use stevia. Not everybody agrees. Not all carnivores agree 100% on everything, and that's okay. But I agreed with it. I thought, okay, because it has been good for me. It hasn't made me want more sugar because a lot of people are afraid it's going to trigger that, and it hasn't done that. So, but maybe it would for somebody else. And so, if that's the case, then they're probably wise to avoid it. But for me, it's been good. And a lot of other carnivores use it, but not all. Like I said, not all carnivores agree 100% on everything. We all have a little bit of our own perspective on things, like with the coffee. And even there's some carnivores that do eat a little bit of fruit, some eat some vegetables. That's their choice. I'm not going to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do. I just know what works for me and when I feel my best. And that's the goal of the carnivore diet, is to help you feel your best and to heal from whatever your ailments are. And it does do that, and it does it wonderfully. So anyway, I'm tired. The daylight savings time, I know it's not supposed to be, we were supposed to like gain an hour, but I feel tired. It feels like, well, it's only like 7 something, but really in my mind it's 8 something. And I just feel like, I don't know, I should be going to bed soon. And I don't like that it gets dark out earlier. It's nice that it's light out earlier in the morning, but at nighttime, I don't know about you, but once it gets dark, I'm done. My day's done. The sun is what gives me energy. So when it's dark, I'm just thinking about putting on my PJs and, you know, just working on my crafts or doing stuff, puttering around the house and watching YouTube. But I do like watching YouTube. I watch a lot of the same carnivore channels every day. It's kind of comforting. I turn on like Old Guy Carnivore. Got to listen to him every day. And Carrie from oh, I feel bad. Home. I'll put that because he's real popular. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's the one that's doing the Healing Humanity and Homestead How. There you go. How rude of me to forget, because he's wonderful and I really enjoy listening to him, and Sarah, the healthy carnivore from the UK. There's just so many that those are the ones I turn on anymore. It's just my whole YouTube list. It's all different carnivores, and I like it because they're all different. Just a little bit. They're all a little bit different. They have, some great tips and advice, and I listen to all of them, and I like hearing about their journey. And like I said, they're all different. They're at different points in their journey, and just their approach, how they're doing it, and what works for them. So I highly recommend that if you're new, because it's helpful to hear from other carnivores. And I like that. I feel like we're a family, and I like checking in on them and seeing where they're at, and talking to them, especially when they have the live feed or the live shows. You can go on there and talk to them in real time and get answers to questions. I'm going to try and do a live I haven't done one yet. I said that I was going to do one this Friday, but I'm not 100% positive. Believe it or not, I'm kind of shy, and I don't know if I'm ready for it. I thought I was. I had told my grandkids when I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to do a live because it would also help me accumulate hours. That's what they tell you. And I thought that this would be perfect, but now that it's coming up, I'm like, I don't know. I've done them. I've I did one. I just did one. What am I thinking? But I did it with other carnivores. There was three others there, so it wasn't just me. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I got to think about this, and I don't know if my timing is right. I was going to do it at like 11 o'clock on a Friday morning because I'm actually off. I don't even know if anybody be around then. And how stupid would you feel if you do a live and there's like you and one other person, you know? Just like so. I don't know. Maybe I won't do it yet. I'll see. I might wait. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I am getting tired. Forgive the mess. I'm still doing my Christmas stuff. I mean, once I got started, I can't stop. I put up the tree in the living room. So now I'm in the dining room. I want to do my hot chocolate bar. My thought process is, even though it's super early and I know a lot of people get offended by this, I'm not skipping Thanksgiving. I'm hosting Thanksgiving. But Christmas and Thanksgiving kind of go hand in hand. You know, it's like you don't really decorate for Thanksgiving. I'm not going to put up a bunch of turkeys. So it's okay if I have Christmas decor. It's the meal that's Thanksgiving, you know, what we have. But I think if I get all this stuff done now, because it's a chore for me because I do a lot. If I get it done early enough, then I can relax and enjoy the other festivities of the holiday, hang out with my family. I won't be so busy doing this and then boom, it's over. So I want to get it ready now. And then when December 1st hits, I'm done. And it's just about enjoying the holiday. So that's where I'm at with that. So if it bothers you, I'm sorry, but time's flying. The older I get, time just flies. And I just, I'm working and it's hard to balance everything. So this is what I got to do. Anyway, I've talked long enough. I'm going to let you guys go and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.